वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
34th श्लोक, important श्लोक। तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः। यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डव। येन भूतान्यशेषानि
येन भूतानि शेषाणि
द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि.
There is another important shloka we have discussed, but still we will discuss the shloka further, little more. The fourth chapter, the last part from 34 onwards, many important shlokas are there, all beautiful shlokas. The previous shloka, 34th shloka, the means for the removal of ajnanam is given. The means for the removal of ajnanam is jnanam. Jnanena eva ajnana nivrittihi. Yat jnatva punarmoham evam na yasyasi na gamishyasi he Pandava. That is punarmoham na yasyasi. The moha will not come. Punarmoham na yasyasi. You will not get deluded. It means you will become free from moha. So moha is bandha. Bandha is in the form of moha. Bondage is nothing. This moha. Moha is mugdhatu only. Same dhatu, mugdhatu. Moha. Moha is delusion. The delusion causes disturbance, causes confusion, causes conflicts in your freedom. Your freedom is obstructed. Your freedom is inhibited by this moha. So therefore, to be free, what is required is moha nivritti. Moha nivrityartam jnanam. And that jnanam is jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha upadekshanti. So moha nivritti is moksha prapti. Moha is ajnanam. Ajnanam only causes moha, that confusion, and therefore the conflicts. Confusion and conflicts. Confusion with regard to what confusion? This nitya, nitya viveka, the viveka, the discrimination, that is not there, absence of that. Anatmani atma buddhihi, atmani anatma buddhihi, that is the confusion. And therefore, taking nitya atma to be anatma, anitya anatma, or anitya atma taken to be nitya, and therefore conflicts. Conflict in the form of doing, to be done or not to be done. Like Arjuna, who had this conflict in the midst of the battlefield, to go for it or to withdraw from it, conflict. So, therefore, because of this conflict is in a dilemma, what to do. So the conflict is created by confusion. Conflict created by confusion. Confusion is this moha, that is because of ajnana. Therefore, moha nivritti, this ajnana nivritti is the benefit of this jnanam. We saw just in the previous class, aham karta, ahankara vimudatma, vimudaha, that mudaha, karta aham iti manyate, aham karta, aham bhokta, aham shota, aham anta, aham ganta, that is the moha, wrong conclusion, wrong conclusion about oneself. Because of the wrong conclusion only, the conflicts are there. Therefore, in the wake of jnanam, wrong conclusion, wrong notions goes away, and therefore conflicts also goes away. This aham karta, aham bhokta, I am insignificant, I am limited, I am bound. All these are moha only. So And the cause of moha is ajnana. So moha nivritti, ajnana nivritti is ajnanam, the cause is removed. What will happen to moha? Moha also goes away. Therefore, punaha moham na yasyasi. You will not gain moha again. So once kartrutvam, the doership is gone, it is gone forever. Kartrutvam, with regard to any karma, aham karta, that abhimana will not be there. Aham karta itself is a wrong notion. Atma cannot be a karta. For karma, what is required is a vikara, a change, a modification. Atma cannot undergo any modification. Therefore, how can Atma be a karta? That akarta Atma considered to be the karta Atma, that is a moha, that goes away in the wake of jnanam. So therefore, punaha moham na yasyasi. Jnatva, yat jnatva. Kim jnatva? Yat jnatva, that gaining that knowledge, having known that, na yasyasi. Punaha moham na yasyasi. In this manner, evam, in this manner, a Pandava, in this manner, what manner? The manner which has been told in the previous shloka. Guru pasadanam, Guru svanipam gatva, jnanam prashtva, tena upadishtaha, jnana tena upadishtaha, shishyaha, for him, having gained this knowledge, saha punaha moham na yasyasi. You will not gain again, get into this moha. This moha caused by this ajnanam, this ignorance, when did it start? Kada tasya utpattihi abhavat, when did it start? Ajnanam is anadi. Ajnanam is anadi. Anadi means adihi na vidyate yasya, that is anadi. Ajnanam doesn't have the beginning. There are many things which are anadi. Ajnanam is one. Ishvara is anadi. Atma is anadi. Ajnanam is anadi. Maya is anadi. This ajnanam is also anadi. There is no adi. Adi means beginning. Adihi na vidyate iti anadihi. So this anadi ajnanam, anadi avidya vasanaya, in the upakarma, which just gone 2 days before. Upakarma means it's the annual sacred ceremony, sacred ceremony, that every year there is sacred, that Upanayana has to be changed. Upakarma, and Upakarma also signifies the study, the beginning of the study of Veda. After Upakarma, the Veda Arambanam is done. Veda, that is Veda Adhyayanam is started. If anybody wants to study the Veda or Vedanta, the best auspicious days is on the Upakarma day. After the Upakarma, the beginning of the study of the Veda is done. Vedarambha starts. So in that Upakarma, there is a Sankalpa, Maha Sankalpa. Sankalpa is Mamopata Samasta Durita, that Sankalpa what we do before the puja. For this Upakarma, there is a very long Sankalpa. In that Sankalpa, there comes Anadi Avidya, Vasanaya, Pravartamane, Asmin Magati, Samsara Chakre, Vichitrabihi, Karma Gatibihi, Vichitrasu Yonishu, Punaha Anekada Janitva, Kenapi Punyakarma Visheshena, Idanintana, Manusha, Dvijajanma Vishesham, Praptavataha, Mama, Janma Abhyasa, Janma Pravirti, Yetat Kshana Pariyantam, Balye Vaisi, Kaumare Yovane, Vardeke Cha, Jagrat Swapna Sushupti Avastasu Manovakayehi Karmendri Jnanendri Vyapareisha Sambhavidanam Ragasya Kritanam Prakasha Kritanam Brahma Hanana Surapana Swarnasteya Tadguru Dara Gamana Tatsam Santargyakyana Mahapatakanam. The long Sankalpa. There Anadya Vidya Vasanaya, simple Sanskritam. While doing a Sankalpa itself, you can easily know the meaning. That's on the meaning. Because of the avidya, which is avidya vasana, which is anadi. When did it started? That you cannot say. It is anadi, beginningless. Because of the avidya vasana, pravartamane asmin mahati samsara chakre, in this great mahati samsara chakra, in the great samsara cycle, vichitra bihi karma gati bihi, because of varied and different karma, destinations of karma, what we have done before. Vichitrasu yonishu punah punaha anekada janitva. In different wombs, we have taken janma. We have taken janma through different wombs. That is, different janmas we have taken, different avatara we have taken, from the smallest amoeba to the human being up to Deva itself. Kenapi punya karma visheshena, by some punya karma, some punya karma which got collected from our sanchita, some punya karma, some vishesha punya karma, that has given rise to this shariram, idanintana manusha dvija janma vishesham, that has given this manusha janma, and that to dvija janma vishesham, being born as a dvija, that is rare, that is should have done some punyam iti. In the Mahasankalpam, it is there anadi avidya, which is anadi. But avidya is anadi, but it is santaha. Avidya can end. Avidya doesn't have a beginning, but it has an end. Atma is anadi, Atma is anantaha. Brahma is anadi, Brahma is anantaha. Whereas avidya is anadi, but it is santaha. Antena sahavartate. It ends. In the wake of jnanam, it goes away. And once it goes away, it goes away. It will never come back. A person will never come back, can never come back to samsara. The person can never again assume or have the wrong notion, agam karta, agam bhokta, because ajnanam gone away. Ajnanam, because of ajnanam gone away, therefore moha will not come. Ajnanam will not come, therefore moha will not come. Therefore, moha nivrittihi, yena, by that jnanam, you will become free from moha. Then yena bhutani asheshena, asheshena bhutani asheshani. Asheshani is one reading, asheshena is another reading. Patabheda is yena bhutani sheshena. Iti sheshena tritiya vibhakti also it is there. Some reading is there, Patabheda is there. So without exception, all living beings, drakshasi atmani, you will see in atmani, in atma, in yourself. It means you will not have the sense of Veda, Abheda Drishti. You will enjoy Abheda Drishti. The difference between you and others will resolve in this Jnanam. So you will see Atma everywhere. You are Atma and everything is Atma. So therefore, when you see something other than you, there are only division, there are only Veda. Because of Veda, there is fear. Dvaitadhi bhayam bhavati. Where there is difference in difference in perception, difference in understanding. We are not talking about the perceptual difference in with regard to in the Lokika Vyavahara. We are talking about the vision. We are talking about the vision that you, when you see yourself as different from others, with regard to the reality, with regard to the tattvam, others are different from me. That is Veda. That Veda causes fear. Dvaitadhi Bhayam Bhavati. The division is the division causes fear. When you look upon someone as other than you, then you become a small person, you become a limited individual, you become an insignificant person, you become limited because you are different. So that difference, that is a notion. It is not really, cannot really be different. It cannot be really different. It cannot be really different from others because Atma, Atma is one consciousness, which is me abiding in the shariram, and the consciousness in the which abides in the other shariram. They are not different. Ekaha Atma. Atma is one. And the same Atma, as though conditioned by the body, mind, sense complex, appears to be different. Therefore, with regard to the Chaitanyam, there is no difference. This person who has gained this knowledge, who has understood this, in whom this wrong notion is removed, has gone forever, that person will see everything as oneself. That is what Asheshena Rasheshani Bhutani Rakshasi Mayi Atmani Drashyasi. Mayi will come later. Mayi. So therefore the difference is what then? The difference is mithya. The differences are not real. That which creates differences are not real. What created differences is avidya. And therefore avidya krita, this Veda are unreal. Therefore, in the wake of Jnanam, goes away. This goes away. The difference, the appreciation of difference, which is because of avidya, that goes away. He sees everything, every being in himself, and he sees himself in every being. Not only that, what about Ishvara Mayi? Mayi referring to Mayi. Bhagavan Krishna says, as Ishvara he says, Mayi Ishvare, you will see all beings in me. You will see all beings in me. It means you will appreciate that everything is in me. Everything in me. You will see everything in you. Drakshasi Atmani, Mayi Drakshasi. You see everything in Atma, that is you, and you see everything in me, Ishvara. Therefore, Mayi, meaning me, referring to Ishvara, Atmani referring to me, this Jivatma. So Paramatma and Jivatma, are they different? They are not different. Everything is Ishvara. When we say you are also included. So therefore, everything is Ishvara. Therefore, and you are not different from Ishvara. Therefore, you can say everything is in myself because Agam Ishvaraha. Ishvara is myself. I am Ishvaraha. Agam Ishvaraha, Agam. Ishvara is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Ishvara. Agam Atma Satchit Ananda Atma. They all refer to the same one Chaitanyam. This unnegatable, limitless consciousness, Chaitanyam, that alone. With regard to the Upadhi, they are given the name Jivatma and Paramatma, but it is Ekam Eva. Therefore, when this knowledge is gained, the Tripputi, the Tripputi Veda, the Jnatra, Jneyam, Jnanam, the Jnata, the knower, the known, and the knowledge, all will get resolved into Chaitanyam. With regard to the Antakarana Upadhi, you say Aham Jnata. And there is, other than you, the objects are there. Therefore, the knowledge of those objects, Jneyam. And the knowledge is Jnanam. All this resolve into that, when resolved into that knowledge, in the wake of that knowledge, all the three Tripputi Vedas are resolved into that. Because in that there is no difference, there is abheda, everything is Shuddha Chaitanya. Okay, is this itself cannot be a notion if you ask. You say this Veda is a notion, this Jagat is Mithya, it is not real. This Veda is notional, this Ajnanam itself is notional, wrong understanding, notional ignorance. We say notional ignorance, it is not real ignorance. Ignorance cannot be real because ignorance goes away in the wake of Jnanam. Therefore, ignorance is notional ignorance. Because it is notional, therefore, only in the wake of Jnanam, it goes away. Then you can ask, is this Ajnanam also, can it be notional? Can it be a notional knowledge? If it is a notional knowledge, then Ajnanam will come back because it is notional. Notional knowledge, notional jnanena ajnana nivritti, cannot say Ajnanam cannot go away forever. Ajnanam will come back. Ajnanam is notional. The notional knowledge is removed by this notional jnanam. The jnanam cannot be notional. Jnanam is satyam. It is satyam, jnanam, anantam. Therefore, notional jnanam is as good as ajnanam only. And also, why we can't say this notional is because this jnanam is gained through the pramana vyapara. This jnanam is not like any other jnanam. This jnanam is gained through pramana vyapara, shastra pramanam. Pramanatvat, being pramanam. Therefore, the knowledge gained through the shastram, you should have Shraddha in Shastra. We have Shraddha in Shastra. Shastra is a Pramanam. Pramanam implies Shraddha. We have Shraddha in Shastram. Therefore, it is not notional. The very word Pramanam tells you that it is not notional. It is Shraddha. Shraddha is not notional. So, Shraddha is Guru Vakyeshu, Shastreshu, Guru Vakyeshu, Vishwasaha. That is Shraddha. So, therefore, that pramana, the pramana buddhi, that shraddha, therefore it is not notional. Pramanam only can remove, Shastra Pramanam alone only can remove this ajnanam. Therefore, it cannot be notional. Because of the Shastra Pramanam, this ajnanam is removed. And Pramanam, in Pramanam we have shraddha. Therefore, how can it be notional? You operate your eyes and you see objects. Is it a notional knowledge? No. Eyes are the means of jnanam for rupa jnanam, varna jnanam. For gaining the knowledge of the form or the color, eyes are the pramanam. There are no other pramanams. There are no other means of knowledge by which we can gain this jnana. So can we say this is notional? No. What knowledge you gain through pramanam is real. And therefore, since Shastram removes this ajnanam, that too, Shastram is Gurumukha. Gurumukhena upadishta shastrena. This ajnanam is removed. Therefore, ajnanam removes notional ajnanam. Jnanam removes jnanam obtained from the Guru through the study of the Shastram. Remove this notional ajnanam forever, and the result of that is this moga will never come back. You will not get into samsara again. And the benefit of this jnanam is you will see everything in you. You will appreciate abheda buddhi. You will appreciate abhedatvam. You will appreciate non-difference. You will enjoy abheda buddhi. You will enjoy Advaita Buddhi, Aveda Buddhi. The Vyavahara differences will be there. The differences will not go. But in your understanding, the differences will go. So the drishti, your vision will change. Previously, you had the drishti, which is wrong drishti, wrong vision, that is like a cataract. Now it is corrected by the pramanam. Therefore, you will have advaita drishti, abheda drishti, and you will dismiss the upadhi as mithya. Therefore, you will see yourself in everything and everything in you. And Bhagavan Krishna says, you will see everything in me. It means you are not different from me. Atmani and Mayi, both are same vibhakti. It is equated. Therefore, it is a Mahavakya. Mayi, Asheshani Bhutani Drakshasi. That is one statement. Atmani Asheshani Bhutani Drakshasi. Another statement. Therefore, Mayi is equal to Atmani. Mayi is equal to Paramatmani. Atmani is equal to Jivatmani. So, Jivatma and Paramatma, they are equated. Therefore, Jiveshwara Aikyam, therefore Abheda Buddhi. That is the knowledge, the benefit the person enjoys in the wake of this Jnanam. So it goes once for ever. It will never return. And this Jnanam, it is not notional, because some people may think this is not, one is already programmed. The programming is removed by the another programming. Can we take Jnanam to be like that? No. Wrong orientation, wrong understanding is there. That wrong understanding is corrected. Here, Shastram doesn't produce some new understanding. Wrong understanding is corrected by the right understanding. Shastram has got scope of only correcting the understanding. It doesn't have the scope of producing something new. Shastram is meant only for removal of wrong understanding. Ajnana nivritti eva, na jnana utpatti. It doesn't produce new knowledge. It doesn't produce new knowledge. It doesn't establish Brahma by logic. It reveals the truth. It makes you see the truth by removing the wrong notion. That is the scope of the Pramanam, and that is what the Guru operates and makes the Shishya see. Aham Brahma Asmi Tat Tvam Asi iti Mahavakya Upadesha Dvara. Then the next shloka. In the wake of this Jnanam, what happens? All the papam goes away. Even if you are a papakrutamaha papishtaha, apichedasi papebhyaha, let us chant this. Apichedasi papebhyaha.
Apichedasi papebhyaha.
Sarvebhyah papakruttamaha.
Sarvebhyah papakruttamaha.
Sarvam jnanapravenaiva.
Sarvam jnanaplavenaiva.
Vrijinam santarishyasi.
Vrijinam santarishyasi.
So the person having gained the jnanam, he becomes free, but he doesn't seem to be free. We see in the loka that person also leads the life as any other being, as any other human being. He is also subject to disease. He is also subject to old age. You say he becomes free, but he is also subject to all the conditions applicable to these body, mind, senses. With regard this body, mind, senses is Ishvara Srishti. See, this Jagat, this body, mind, senses is Ishvara Srishti. What happens when knowledge, what happens in the wake of knowledge is this Jiva Srishti, which is Ajnana Srishti, the dream, like a dream, the dream world, the dream is projected by the dreamer, and the dreamer plays a role in the dream. In fact, the dream itself is projected out of the dreamer. The dream is not different from the dreamer. As for the Veka, the dream is unreal. Similarly, for the one who is a knower, this samsara is unreal. Samsara becomes unreal. He sees samsara as not real. Samsara is unreal doesn't mean this Srishti, the Ishvara Srishti will go away. Samsara is not Srishti. Many times we confuse the word samsara meaning this srishti, the creation. Creation is not samsara. Creation cannot make a person samsara. The objects of the world cannot make a person samsara. Let it be as it is. They have all a place in the Jagat. They being what it is, they cannot make you a samsari. What makes you samsari is your jnanam alone makes you samsari. Even if you are a family man, you cannot be a samsari. Samsara doesn't mean family. Samsara doesn't mean family. The word is loosely used, samsari. Married people are called samsari. It is not a derogatory term. Samsara, the one who is attached, who is bound, who is unlimited, considers or superimpose limitations upon him. That person is a samsari. So therefore, in the wake of this knowledge, tattva jnanam, the jagat will not disappear. It will continue to be, because it is Ishvara Srishti, and your body mind sense complex also part of the Ishvara Srishti. It will continue, and this body it is born and it has to live till it exhausts karma. Prarabdha karma, prakarshena arabdha karma is the karma which has already been started. This prarabdha karma is like the arrow shot from the bow. Once it is shot, once a bullet is shot from the gun, it travels and until it hits the target. You cannot stop it. It will hit the target and then stop. The momentum of the bullet, the momentum of the arrow will come to an halt only when it hits the target. Similarly, this karma, it has started. It has gained momentum. Therefore, it will not come to an halt immediately. So therefore, as a prarabdha karma unfolds papa punyam, this shariram has to undergo the papa punyam. Because a person undergoes the result of the papa punyam is really for the shariram. This prarabdha karma has got that he will undergo in the form of the disease, ailment, etc. Only for the body. And for the person, this body is mithya. He will not, since he doesn't have abhimana in the sense, therefore he will not suffer. The suffering, he will look upon the suffering as something different from himself. He doesn't have abhimana in that. He will not say, I have headache. Body has headache. The language changes. I have headache, the body has headache. That itself shows the abhimana. I have headache means you are associated with the body. You take the body to be yourself, so close to yourself. You are not different from it. Therefore, you say, I have headache. Therefore, I have a family. I have son. How you can have son? Really, you cannot have son, or you cannot have family. You, as Atma, cannot possess anything. You cover everything. How can you possess something? There are no divisions in Atma. So there cannot be any sambandha, any relationship from the standpoint of the Atma. Everything is encompassed, is accommodated in Atma. Therefore, all this sambandha, this is what is called samsara, this is vyavahara, this is samsara because ajnanam. For jnani, since he doesn't have abhimana in shariram, even though the shariram suffers, he is free. He is free. He sees even the problem of the shariram objectively. It doesn't superimpose on Atma. Anatma, it takes Anatma to be Anatma. He considers Anatma to be Anatma, Atma to be Atma. Aham Atma Anatmanaha Vilakshanaha. This buddhi is there. Therefore, while living in the body, experiencing the prarabdha karma, which this shariram is supposed to, not he is supposed to, which the shariram is supposed to, he will undergo till the karma is exhausted. That is what we call Jivan Mukti. Jivan Eva Mukti. He becomes free while liberated. The wake of Jnanam, he becomes free. Until the Shariram lost, he will continue to live. Because the onlookers, they see him with the body, therefore they think The problem of the body is a problem of the person. It is the perception of the onlookers. It is not the perception of the person, of the jnani. The perception of the jnani is different from the perception of the onlooker. The onlookers, they have got abhimanam with the shariram. Therefore, they have the same thought that when the shariram of the jnani suffers, they think that jnani suffers. Jnani doesn't suffer. Jnani doesn't suffer. Jnani doesn't enjoy. Suffering and enjoyment both ceases for the jnani. He has objective outlook with regard to this body, mind, sense complex, which is Ishvara Srishti. In fact, he appreciates that. This is Ishvarena Srishtam. Therefore, in the wake of this jnanam, the body undergoes prarabdha karma. And what will happen to Sanchita and Agami? Agami karma, as I told, it is distributed to the one. If it is Agami karma, that also made of Punya and Papa, Punya will be distributed to the people who appreciate, who worship the Jnani. And Papa will be distributed to one who criticizes the Jnani, one who hates the Jnani. Atmagyam archaget bhuti kamaha. Atmagyam archaget bhuti kamaha. Worship the Jnani. That's why worshipping the Jnani, praising the Jnani, glorifying the Jnani, worshipping them is an act of Punyam. You gain or you share the punya of the jnani. Jnani cannot save this punya or papam for future exhaustion. He doesn't have future janma. Therefore, it also distributed. How it is distributed? The worshippers, the praise, those who extol jnani, they get the punyam of the jnani. And what happened to Sanchita? Sanchita is destroyed. It is destroyed forever. Therefore, the Sanchita will not manifest as prarabdha karma in the next birth. Therefore, no punarjanma for jnani. That's called videka mukti. Therefore, jnani becomes free. So, therefore, sarvam jnanam plavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi. And here in this shloka, apichedasi papebhyaha sarvebhya papakritama. Even if you are the papis, even if you are the papi of greatest papi of all the papis, even if you have committed the greatest papa, there are pancha mahapataka, brahmahatya, killing a brahmana, or shishuhananam, killing a shishu, surapanam, that is also considered to be a mahapapam, which many people commit open, and stealing others' possession, others' wealth, and this guru talpaha, that is having a relationship, illicit relationship with the wife of the guru. These are considered to be the pancha mahapapa. Even if you are a mahapapi, even if you have done any of these papa or all the 5 papas, that papas also will be nullified by this jnanam. Sarvam jnana plavenaiva. Sarvam vrajinam referring to all the pancha mahapataka, papas, which you have committed, if at all if you have committed, any one or all of them, that is what referred to by the word papakritamaha, papishtaha, with santarishyasi. You will cross over, you will not get caught in that, you will easily cross over. So jnanam is a means. Jnanam is a means for crossing over all the papas. Even if it is the greatest papa, jnanam nullifies that. So that is the result of jnanam. Even in the greatest papa, even in the worst papam a person has committed, that person has the abhimanam, agam karta, agam asya karmanaha karta. Therefore only he becomes asya karmanaha bhokta. Kartritvam is there, therefore he becomes bhokta. If the person doesn't have kartritvam, then he will not be a bhokta. A jnani cannot do papa. Supposing a jnani does a papam, but jnani doesn't have kartrutvam, therefore papam will not come to that person. Aham karta iti, that abhimanam nasti. Therefore, even if he does, he cannot do, he will not do, he cannot think of doing also. This is only in supposition. Even if it does, the papam will not touch. Karma will not touch, we say. Therefore, whether it is punya karma or papa karma, therefore, even if he commits a worst sin, that will not touch this person. He becomes free. He is already free, not becomes, he is already free. He continues to be free. Therefore, sarvam vrijinam santareshi. When it is so, then what to talk about the ajnani, even if he has committed the panchamaha pataka papas, he will easily cross over this samsara. Iti. And the next shloka, there is a drishtanta, there is a beautiful example is given. In this shloka, jnana plavam. Jnanam is compared to the plava, the boat by which this portion of samsara can be crossed. This given the next shloka, the jnanam is compared to the knowledge, this agni, the fire, by which all the papams are destroyed. How these papams are destroyed? That is asked, then this is the answer. That is given in the 37th shloka. Katam jnanam papam nashayati. Katam jnanam papam nashayati. Bhashakara, the Sangati says, Katam papam jnanam nashayati. How papa is destroyed by the jnanam? If that is asked, then the answer is 37th shloka. Let's read that. Yathedhamsi samidhognihi. Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna. Jnanagnit sarvakarmani. Bhasmasat kurute tatha. So, Edhamsi, fire. What does a fire do? Fire burns everything. Fire burns everything and converts them into ashes. Everything becomes ashes. Similarly, the fire of knowledge, jnanagni, jnanam eva agnihi jnanagnihi. The fire of knowledge turns or converts all the karma into ashes. All the karma into ashes. Ashes means nothing, it destroys. So the nashanam is what is indicated. Nashanam, basmasat, kurute, basmasat, basma is vibhuti, basma what we apply on the forehead, ashes, basmasat. Yatha yedhamsi, samiddaha agnihi edhamsi, basmasat kurute. Yatha samiddaha, samiddaha, that is from the dhatu, indanam means fire. So samyak iddaha, samyak diptaha agnihi, well kindled fire. That's called samiddaha agnihi. Samida danam, one of the nitya karma, brahmachari does samitaha adhanam. Samida danam is offering samit, that twigs into the fire, nitya karma. So here the agni, which is well kindled by the samit. Therefore, samiddaha agnihi. Samiddaha agnihi. That what is that well kindled? This edhamsi referring to the firewood. Edhamsi referring to the firewood. Well kindled firewood. Basmasat kurute, just as well kindled fire. Samiddaha agnihi, basmasat kurute. So samiddaha agnihi is pratama vibhakti. Edhamsi is firewood, vidya vibhakti. Kurute, atmanipadi. Kurute, kurugate, kurvate. Samiddaha agnihi kurute. Well kindled fire does what does it do? Basmasat. Basmasat kurute. It converts converts into ashes. What? Edhamsi. Edhamsi is kashtani. Kashta. Edhamsi is wood. Kashtam. So, Samigdaha Agnihi Edhamsi Basmasat Kurute converts the Edamsi, the firewood, to ashes. Yata, in the same way, Tata, Jnana Agnihi, Jnanameva Agnihi, Jnana Agnihi. Jnanam is compared to the fire. That's the fire, since fire converts everything to ashes, that's why it's called purifier, greatest purifier. Since fire purifies everything, converts everything to ashes, similarly, Jnanam also purifies. What is the ultimate purifier? Ultimate purifier is Jnanam only. Ultimate purifier is Jnanam only. Karma Yoga purifies. Karma Yoga is also for purification. That is for the Kama Krodha, the Mala Nivrityartham Karma Yoga. Ragadvesha Nivrityartham, Nagadvesha Mala Nivrityartham Karma Yoga. But that also cannot make a person free. That cannot give freedom, moksha. What is ultimate malam? Ultimate malam is ajnanam. That ajnanam, which is ultimate malam, that is destroyed, completely destroyed, without any shesha, without any bhakti, without any leftover. What will do? What can do? Jnanam only. Therefore, jnanam eva agnihi, jnana agnihi, sarva karmani, all the karmas. Sarva karmani referring to sanchita karma and agami karma. Even prarabdha karma also we can take. Prarabdha karma also. As I told, prarabdha karma, the jnani experiences only from the standpoint of the onlookers. Jnani undergoes prarabdha karma. This statement is only from the standpoint of the onlookers. Jnani cannot undergo karma. That is wrong. How can he undergo the karma? He is free. Then freedom is questioned. How can he be free then? The Jnanam doesn't give freedom. If Jnanam doesn't give freedom, then why should we pursue Jnanam? Why should we study Shastram? Why should we go to the Guru? Question will come. Yeah, for the onlookers only, onlooker standpoint only, the Jnani seems to be undergoing the sufferings of the body, mind, sense complex. But for the Jnani, his prarabdha is also destroyed. Sarva karmani, sarva, the word is important. All the karmas. Sarva karmani, basmasat kurte, basmikaranam. Basmikaranam karoti. What? Jnanagni. So Jnanagni destroys all the karma. Prarabdha, Sanchita, Agami, all the karmas are destroyed by this Jnanam iti. So therefore only Jnanam is the greatest purifier. There are many purifiers, and the greatest purifier is this Jnanam. So Jnanagni sarva karmani basmikaranam karoti tata. Then the next shloka, we will read 38th shloka. So if Jnanam destroys Sanchita and Agami, therefore Jnanam is the greatest purifier. That is what is said we stated in the next shloka. Nahi jnanena sadrisham.
Nahi jnanena sadrisham
Pavitramiha vidyate.
Pavitramiha vidyate
Tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaha.
Tatsvayam yoga samsiddhaha
Kalenatmani vindati.
Kalena vindati
Kalenatmani vindati. That phrase is often quoted. Kalenatmani vindati. Kalena atmani, in course of time. In course of time, Kalena atmani vindati. In course of time, gained. Anything requires time. Gaining of anything requires time. This Jnanam also requires time. One has to give that much time. The person is an adhikari, perfect adhikari, then Shravana Jnanam Bhavati. Otherwise, one has to keep improving oneself in terms of adhikaritvam. The more the adhikaritvam one cultivates, the more will be the manifestation of this jnana. That is what the word kale and atmani vindati. In this context, it is used in that sense. Generally also, kale and atmani vindati. Everything will happen in time. In that loose sense, loose meaning also, it is this often used phrase, kale and atmani vindati. Now here, nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitra miha vidyate. Vidyate. Kutra iha. Na vidyate. Na should be connected. Na vidyate. Not there. Not. Where? Here. Iha na vidyate. Not here. What? Pavitram. Purifier is not here. What purifier? Jnanena sadrisham. So, jnanam is glorified. Jnanam is glorified in the first line. And the second line indicates the preparedness for this jnanam. Therefore, you will attain jnanam in time, in course of time. Knowledge is gained. So the first line glorifies jnanena sadrisham iga na vidyate, pavitram iga na vidyate. Pavitram, purifier. Pavitram, purifier, that is from the pu dhatu. Pavaka, agni, pavitram. Agni is called, agni is ever pavitra, because bhasmasat kurute. So that pavitram, the purifier, equivalent to knowledge. Jnanena sadrisham, samam, equivalent to knowledge. Iha na vidyate. Iha na vidyate, not there. There is nothing equivalent to knowledge. The nothing purifier equivalent to knowledge is here. There is no purifier equivalent to knowledge. Iha asmin loke na vidyate. Therefore, jnanam is the greatest purifier. Pavitra tamaha. Pavitra tamam jnanam. It is the greatest purifier. What are the purifications, or what are the purifying methods possible from the spiritual aspect? Japam, karma yoga purifies. Japam also purifies. The more the japa, adhikasya adhikam phalam. It purifies. The person purifies the antakaranam. Prayer purifies. Going to the yatra, pilgrimages, purifies. Doing pranayama purifies. Taking snanam in the punyatirtha purifies. It washes off your sin. Ganga snanam washes off your sins. Not sin, we don't use the word sin, papam. So purifies. Among all those purifiers, why jnanam is called the greatest purifier? Because it removes the very cause of the samsara, that is ajnanam. Other purificatory actions cannot remove the cause of samsara. Only jnanam can remove the cause of samsara, which is ajnanam. Therefore, jnanam is considered to be the greatest purifier. After jnanam, there is no impurity left out. There is no impurity left out. Other purificatory actions can remove papam and make you pure, but again, papam can be added due to your karma. But in the case of jnanam, once it purifies, once it removes ajnanam, it is gone forever. How it is gone forever? Refer to the shloka, previous shloka. Yajñātva na punarmoham evam yasasi pandava. There is no coming back. There is no samsara. Punarmoham na yasyasi. Therefore, there is no impurity possible. Ajnana impurity is possible. Ajnanam can never come back. Therefore, it is the greatest purifier. Therefore, that's the difference between other purificatory actions, that is karma. That's the difference between karma and jnana. All the purificatory actions, they are karma. Karma purifies, no doubt. But karma has its limitation. What is gained by karma is limited in time. It is anityam, and therefore it is santaha, it is limited, it ends, and therefore papam can come back because of your karma. It cannot be permanent. Whereas this jnanam it is swarupam, swarupa jnanam, therefore it cannot come back. It is, once the ajnana mala is removed, it is removed forever. Aham karta, that ajnanam goes away. Once it goes away, it's gone forever. Aham karta goes away. Aham akarta, that drada jnanam is there. How can you have aham karta, that jnanam? That is quite opposite to the swarupa jnanam of yourself. Therefore, it can never come back. Therefore, only it is the greatest purifier, because it removes the very cause of all the other impurities. That is ajnanam. Therefore, there is no purifier equivalent to jnanam. Therefore, tat swayam yoga samsiddhaha kalena atmani vindati. Atmani vindati, kalena atmani vindati. What tat vindati? Tat you have to connect. Tat vindati. Tat referring to jnanam. Jnanam vindati. Jnanam vindati. Kalena, in course of time. Swayam, by himself. Who is that person? Yoga samsiddhaha. Yogena samyak siddhaha. The one who has prepared himself by yoga. What yoga? Karma yoga. Karma yogena chitta shuddhi. Upasanaya chitta nischalyam. These are the yoga. Karma yoga covers all the yogas, which include bhakti, etc. All the yogas. Any yoga, ashtanga yoga, etc. So that is what the word yoga refers to. Yogena samsiddhaha. Not accomplished by yoga. Yogena samsiddhaha. Yogena prepared by yoga, defined by yoga. The readiness by yoga is what is indicated by yoga samsiddha. Readiness of the person who is ready, who has gained adhikaritvam. Yoga samsiddha referring to the person who has gained the adhikaritvam by karma yoga and upasana yoga. So that person who is ready for shravanam and nididhyasanam, tat swayam, tat jnanam, tat referring to jnanam, swayam yoga samsiddha, kalena, in course of time, vindati, atmani vindati. Atmani is antakaranam, in the mind. That is tat jnanam atmani antakarane, because jnanam happens where? Jnanam is nothing but a vritti jnanam. Jnanam is in the form of the vritti. So that vritti jnanam, the jnanam happens in the antakaranam, atmani antakarane vindati. He discovers himself to be that Shuddha Chaitanyam, Atma, in course of time. Who the person who is yoga samsiddhaha, yogena samsiddhaha, who has refined himself, who has prepared himself, who has cultivated adhikaritvam in himself, that person in course of time discovers that Atma to be himself. That jnanam by which samsara is destroyed forever, that jnanam, that aikya jnanam, that is what the word tat referring to. Atmani in the antakaranam by shramana manana nididhyasena kalena vindati. So till jnanam happens, one has to continue to do shravanam mananam nididhyasanam. If listening to Gita by which a person would not able to appreciate jnanam, he has to continue to listen to Gita. He cannot drop Gita. It is not the problem with the pramanam, it is a problem with the pramata. So it's all the way the growing clarity. Swamiji says, initial clarity is gained, then the clarity has to grow. That happens only by continuous shravanam, which is otherwise called mananam. Continuous shravanam also can become mananam. Listening to the shastram again and again, it is not every time you don't listen to the same thing. Every time when you listen, you're thinking. You can watch your thinking, how you're thinking, your understanding getting refined every time you listen to shastram. That is why we read with the bhashyam, what Bhashyakara says. We take more time to discuss. So we spend time, 1 hour, 2 hours for listening. That becomes mananam. Shravanam itself becomes mananam, continuous listening. Like any other ritual, any other karma, what we do, nitya karma. Similarly, shravanam also becomes a nitya karma when you keep doing in course of time. Kalena atmani vindati. You will gain. There is no chance of missing. The next shloka, another important shloka that we will see in the next class. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stumbanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sanga Parakramopanishadaihi Kayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी।
धन्यवाद गुरुजी।
धन्यवाद गुरुजी। धन्यवाद शरण जी।
धन्यवाद।
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣ್ ಜಿ.